40 mm grenade. 40 mm grenade alternative spelling. Fortum grenade is a common design for grenade launcher ammunition. It consists of a low-velocity shell grenade with a caliber of 40 mm 157 in. NATO. NATO currently uses three standardized 40 mm grenade families: 40 mm low-velocity LV, 40 mm medium-velocity MV, and 40 mm high-velocity HV. Low and medium velocity cartridges are used for different handheld grenade launchers, while the high velocity cartridge is used for automatic grenade launchers. 40 mm low velocity. Fortix 46 LV low velocity is a NATO standard high-low grenade launcher cartridge meant for handheld grenade launchers such as the M79, M203, Milker MGL, Heckler and Kaka G36, and many more. The propellant has low pressure and gives the projectile an average velocity of 78-84 m/s256-276 ft/s depending on the ammunition type. 40 mm low-velocity ammunition types NATO. Besides combat ammo, there also exist crowd control ammunition like sponge grenades. 40 mm low-velocity ammunition types Sweden. Sweden currently operates the M203 grenade launcher designated Granatilsats 40 mm automatic carbine in Sweden, and thus uses the 40 mm low-velocity cartridge. Going against Swedish military tradition, the 40 mm high-velocity cartridge currently lacks a specified indigenous designation in Swedish service. Instead, only the projectile types have designations. Currently, these projectile types can be found in Swedish service manuals. Mock-ups and inert types also exists for loading exercises and educational purposes. 40 mm low-velocity ammunition types Romania. Romanian arms producer Romarm has made a version of their 40 mm rifle-mounted grenade launcher AG-40 chambered in Fortix 46 NATO, then designated AG-40PN. Production of Romanian 40 mm low-velocity ammunition is handled by the arms factory Uzina Mecanica Plotny, a subsidiary of Romarm. Projectiles seems to be of Romanian origin based on available information. SAGM fuze. The United States Army Armament Research, Development and Engineering Center (ARDEC) began development of a 40 mm smart airburst fuse proximity fuse in 2011 to improve the ability of grenade launchers like the M203 and M320 to engage targets in defilade. Called small arms grenade munitions (SAMs), they double the lethality of the standard M433 grenade round by adding a small smart fused sensor that detonates in the air to hit targets in cover or behind obstacles. The airburst function is similar to the XM25 CDT, which has an onboard laser system to determine the distance to the target, but SAMs are considered complementary to the XM25 rather than competing against it, as the XM25 provides low-angle fire while 40 mm launchers fire a lobbing trajectory. Integrated sensors and logic devices scan and filter the environment and then autonomously airburst the fuse without needing to be told to by the firer, thereby not requiring the soldier to carry extra weapon accessories. SAMs enable soldiers to accurately incapacitate personnel targets in defilade at ranges between 50 and 500 meters. The round is engineered with three firing modes: airburst, point detonation, and self-destruct. Successful demonstration occurred in November 2013. Although the SAM sensor does not need a laser rangefinder or any pre-fire programming sequence, it does require some skill by the user to aim and fire the round correctly so that it can detect the wall or obstruction to detonate in the air. The SAM was to undergo evaluation in July 2015 and, if successful, transition into an official Army program of record by the end of the year. Not only does the fuse burst over walls, but it can detonate when passing cover-like trees, bursting just as it senses and passes the trunk. The sort of sensor SAGMs used to differentiate clutter from triggering obstacles is highly classified, but shows airburst reliability of 76%. 40 mm medium velocity. Vortex 51 MV medium velocity, also known as Vortex 51, extended range low pressure URL. Its purpose is to be an intermediate cartridge between the Vortex 46 low velocity and Vortex 53 high velocity cartridges, and is thus referred to as 40 mm medium velocity. The propellant has medium pressure and gives the projectile an average velocity of 100 m/s 328 ft/s depending on the ammunition type. It has a maximum range of 800 meters, exceeding conventional extended range low-velocity variants by up to 375 meters. The Vortex 51 MV cartridge was designed by Rheinmetall Dental Munitions for the U.S. Special Operations Command SAGM after a 2008 requirement for enhanced range and lethality from handheld 40 mm grenades. Rheinmetall answered by developing a new family of 40 mm grenades named 40 mm medium velocity, and by 2019 the cartridge was undergoing NATO qualification. Besides NATO, the cartridge has been ordered by the South African National Defence Force SANDF as the cartridge for their next-generation multiple grenade launcher, the Milker IFR. SANDF approved acquisition in February 2018, but deliveries could not be finished until the end of 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 40 mm high velocity. Vortex 53 HV high velocity is a NATO standard high-low grenade launcher cartridge meant for mounted or crew-served automatic grenade launchers such as the Mk-19 AGL, Mk-47 Striker, HK-GMG, STK-40 AGL, Daewoo K4, and many more. The propellant has high pressure and gives the projectile an average velocity of 241 m/s 791 ft/s depending on the ammunition type. 40 mm high velocity ammunition types NATO. 40 mm high velocity ammunition types Sweden. Sweden currently operates the Mk-19 grenade launcher designated 40 mm Granatspruta 92 in Sweden, and thus uses the 40 mm high-velocity cartridge. Going against Swedish military tradition, the 40 mm high-velocity cartridge currently lacks a specified indigenous designation in Swedish service. Instead, only the projectile types have designations. Currently, these projectile types can be found in Swedish service manuals. Mock-ups and inert types also exists for loading exercises and educational purposes. Green ammunition. The Mk281 is a new type of 40 mm target practice grenade ammunition that has been accepted for use into the United States Marine Corps and the United States Army. It is green because it is non-toxic and non-dud producing, since it is a training round, meaning that there is no unexploded ordnance left to clean up on the range and heavy metals in the fuse do not leak into the ground. The Mk281 was introduced into parts of the U.S. Armed Forces because of an executive order mandating that they buy green ammunition. The Mk281 is manufactured by an American subsidiary of the Rheinmetall Group. The United States Army has a requirement for a non-dud producing 40 mm training ammunition in both high and low velocity variants. The Army awarded 4 contracts to 3 United States companies to test designs. The resulting ammunition will not contain explosive energetics and have day and night visible infrared and thermal signatures. Other. Vortex 47 Poland. Vortex 47 is a cartridge caliber produced in Poland for their Palad WZ-74 rifle-mounted grenade launchers used with the AK family of rifles in the Polish Army, like the AKM/ACMs, Tantal and Beryl, and Palad DWZ. 83 grenade launcher standalone variant fitted with standard pistol grip and folding stock from the ACM's assault rifle. Construction is similar to the one used in Fortix 46 grenades, but they are not interchangeable. Fortix 47 Romania. Fortix 47 is a cartridge caliber produced in Romania for their AG-40 Model 77 and Model 80 today AG-40P rifle-mounted grenade launchers. It features a casing with a high-low system. The propellant has low pressure and gives the projectile an average velocity of 78,120 m/s 256,394 ft/s depending on the ammunition type. Production was originally handled by the arms factory Uzina Mechanica Filiasi. However, production was later moved to the arms factory Uzina Mechanica Tohan Zarnesti, today more commonly known as Tohan SA, a subsidiary of Romarm. Several types of the Romanian Fortix 47 exist. High explosive fragmentation, smoke, incendiary, tear gas. Practice, featuring a small flash charge and smoke signal. Inert Tohan currently 2021 offers a Fortix 47 high explosive type called Gets Granada Explosiva Tohan Zarnesti and an inert version called Gets Granada Inerta Tohan Zarnesti. Both cartridges are 105 mm 13 in long with Gets weighing 0. Row 260 kg 0. 573 lb and Gets 0. 200 kg 0. 441 lb. Fortix 74.5 Romania. Fortix 74. 5 is a cartridge caliber produced in Romania for their AGA-40 Model 85 automatic grenade launcher. It features a casing with a high-low system. The propellant has high pressure and gives the projectile an average velocity of 216,223 m/s 732 ft/s depending on the ammunition type. Production is handled by the arms factory Uzina Mechanica Plopny, a subsidiary of Romarm. 3 ammunition types are known. A high explosive grenade producing 150 fragments weighing 0. 2G0. 71 Oz each, creating a deadly radius of 10 meters 33 feet upon impact. A high explosive dual-purpose grenade capable of penetrating 50 mm 0 in of steel armor. An inert cartridge for loading exercise. Caseless ammunition. 40 mm VOG-25 Russia. 40 mm VOG-25 Russian Cyrillic. VOG-25 Grau Index. 717 Russian Cyrillic. Instead of a casing, the VOG-25 is a caseless ammunition, featuring its propellant in an expansion chamber at the base of the projectile, functioning more like a mortar round than conventional cased ammunition. Today it is used primarily by the Russian armed forces in weapons such as the GP-34, BG-15 Muka, and RG-6. Several types exist, but the most common version is the default VOG-25 high explosive version. VOG-25 is 103 mm 1 in long, weighs 250 G8. 8 Oz and features a 48 G1. 7 Oz explosive charge. It has a muzzle velocity of 76 m/s 250 ft/s and will self-destruct after 14 seconds. 40 mm Metal Storm Australia. During its time 1994-2012, Metal Storm Limited in Australia designed several automatic caseless 40 mm grenade launcher systems based on their own caseless ammunition weapon design. Unlike common caseless ammunition and their weapon systems, the Metal Storm design lacked a feeding magazine and instead stacked the projectiles in front of each other in the barrel with the propellant in between the projectiles. The system lacked moving parts, and the propellant was electronically primed, allowing for rates of fire up to 1 million rounds per minute. The 40 grenades used in the systems were off-the-shelf existing warheads converted to function in the design.